Our very first video, I want to break down the good, the bad, and the ugly about the Hawks. So come on in. Let's get to it. What's going on, YouTube? Get on in here. Get on in here. Let's talk about it. First, I want to welcome you to my channel. This is something I've been wanting to do. I've had the passion to do for a long time, and I don't take it lightly. So I'm thankful that this day has come. Welcome to my channel. Please, while you're in here, hit that subscribe button for me, okay? Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. This channel right here, this is, yes, it's for the most part, I will be talking about the Atlanta Hawks. Why? Because that's my home team. And I want whoever subscribes to comment about their home team as well. And we could, look up some stats and chop it up about your home team as well. I would love to do that. I love talking sports, so let's do it. But for the Atlanta Hawks, like I said, that's the team that I'm invested in. Atlanta Hawks is my number one team. LeBron James is my favorite player, so that's definitely a topic of conversation because a lot of people hate on Bron, and I don't mind getting into it. We can chop it up about why I like him so much, what I think, why I think he's who he is. But yeah, so I'm excited about this new season that we're about to embark upon. I'm very, very excited. Good news yesterday. As you can see on the screen, I have it pulled up with Onyeka. He agreed to 62 mil deal. I'm happy for him. I think that is a good move for the Hawks. Onyeka has a lot to offer. I think that he's going to. I'm hoping that he can one day replace Capella and get into that starting lineup. And it might be sometime this season. Who knows? And I'll get into to the why. All right. So let's talk about it. So with the Atlanta Hawks, what I saw this season, this preseason, we went 3-2 for the preseason, and I saw a lot of good things. To me, I felt like they did a really, really good job in terms of sharing the ball. I went to the preseason open practice that they had. And they just seem to have a really, really good team chemistry right now. Can't wait to see where that goes. And I was a huge fan of John Collins, but apparently that's what needed to happen. I know there was, rumors of some friction between John and Trey. And if that was the case, and then now that John's gone, the team seems to be gelling pretty good. I know it's early in the season, it's just preseason. Like I said, we went 3-2. The games that I did see, the 3 home games, they did really well. Even going 3-2, all 5 games, the first half we were winning at halftime, and that's when all the starters were playing anyway. Now I want to say that last game, Trey, the starters came out during third quarter against Philly, but again they got Embiid, so we ended up losing. I want to say in the third quarter, but at halftime we were winning. So it started slipping away in the third. But anyway, I just feel like the Hawks have a lot to build on this season. And the reason why I say that is because, we've got some really good high IQ players. Now, let's just get into it. Let's get into it. So let's start with Trey Young, right? Trey Young, I love his zeal. I love his passion. He does not back down to anybody. He don't mind taking on the villain role. I love that about him. His assist, his IQ, I mean, it is just impeccable. He made a pass in that Philly game that, oh my God, it was just, I mean, maybe I can find that highlight here later, but that pass was amazing. That he made a no look pass in the Philly game. So he's definitely good as far as making his teammates better. His alley oops, his he has the best floater in the game. He really, really does. So I really, really like that about him. So that's my good for Trey. So why don't I do all the goods for the starting lineup? For Murray, my good, I'm gonna say defense. He's a good defensive player in terms of his steals, but there's a two part to that, and I'll get into that with the ugly or the bad. He has a really, really good mid range shot, so that's really good. I like that about him. Who else we got? Hunter. So Hunter defense, obviously. I'm going to say that number one for Hunter. It will be his good defense. Sadiq Bey, and I'm looking down at my notes here. Sadiq Bey, I would say his good is that he's a good shooter. We definitely need shooters when you got a point guard like Trey, who really is becoming a pass first guard. I used to view him as a ball hogger. I did. I had a lot of frustrations with Trey. I was team John Collins, to be honest with you. And I had a lot of frustrations with Trey, and I viewed him as a ball hogger. But Trey is actually, or he's not a ball hog. He shares the ball more than anybody. So that's going to be key having Sadiq Bey on our team because Trey can get the ball to him in his spot. So I like that, having a good shooter. Capella, the rim protector. That's his good. He's a really, really good rim protector. So I will say that about him. Now, let me say the bad. I'm gonna put the bad and the ugly together because I didn't have like a lot of things that I want to throw out there about them right now. This is the beginning of the season. We're gonna see where it takes us. So I'm gonna say for Trey, the bad has to be his size, and him being a guard and with the way guards are built today, they're so big. And with Trey Young, him being so small, depending on who, like, for example, last season when we played the Hornets, who we're going to be playing our first game this year. I'm not sure when I'm going to upload this, so I'm not going to say what day. I know it's Wednesday night. But when we played the Hornets with Lonzo Ball being so much taller and stronger than Trey, I don't think we beat them at all last season. I know we didn't at home, but I didn't go back to look to see the away games. But it was rough. If anything, we probably went 1-3, but I really think we went 0-4 against the Hornets. So that's going to be a challenge for the Hawks with him being so small, guarding these bigger guards. Kind of the same thing with Murray. It kind of goes in with him because he's not a big shooting guard either. He's kind of small. For DeJounte Murray, I would say shooting slumps. Sometimes I feel like Murray will get into a slump, and then he is smaller than other guards, but then he's quick, right? So he'll get those steals. But then I'll see him sometimes on offense. He'll get into a slump, and it seems like sometimes it's hard for him to get out of it. That kind of concerns me with Murray. Murray he's growing on me in terms of my favorite player on the Hawks. I really, really like DeJounte Murray, and a lot of it has to do with his demeanor. So it's going to be a toss-up between Murray and Okongwu. I love them both. We'll see. But I love all the Hawks, but those two I really, really like. So Hunter, I would say for Hunter, it's kind of the same thing with Murray. He'll sometimes get into shooting slumps. And it's like he can't snap out of them easy. And then his effort, and that goes along with the shooting slump. It's like his effort when he get into a shooting slump on the offensive side. Sometimes I feel like it affects his effort on the defense. So I'm a little concerned about that. But I kind of like attribute it to his injuries as well, and that could be a bad for him. Let's see him have a good, strong, healthy season this year, and then maybe I'll see a difference in that. Sadiq Bey, he's going to be a starter for us. I would say for him, the bad would be stay ready. Sometimes I feel like, and I guess it's kind of hard when you're on a team with a lot of shooters, players that can create their own shot like Trey, DeJounte Murray, and all that. AJ Griffin. When you're a shooter, like Sadiq Bey is, sometimes I feel like he gets a little lost in the sauce and he'll jack up the shot too soon. Or maybe he gets cold because he's been waiting and then I'll see him miss. I'm not going to put too much weight into that because for me, it wouldn't be fair. He only played for us 25 games last season, and he started 7 of those. So it's kind of like hard for me to gauge, but that's just what I feel like I saw in the times that I saw him last year. Okay, Capella, the bad is his shooting. Like he can't shoot. I feel like we need a big that can shoot, that can spread the floor. When you got players like Trey, DeJounte, you need that floor spread. Murray, And his midi, the way he can get to his spots, we need that floor spread out a little more, and he clogs the paint. So Capella clogs the paint, and I would like for us to get a big that can unclog the paint. With that being said, we've got Okongwu, which I think is a better fit as our big than Capella because Okongwu can spread the floor. In our preseason game on against Philly, I think it was last Friday night. It was an away game. He knocked down two threes. He shot 2 for 4. That's 50%. And he's getting better. The more he gets confident shooting them, at least he's trying and he can do it. He's young. I'm glad we paid him the money that we paid him. I think that was a good investment for our future. And maybe, who knows, maybe to me, I would like to see him roll into that starting lineup and maybe bring Capella off the bench. But he can't shoot. So to me, that's my bad for Capella. And then our second unit, we got Patty Mills, a good veteran presence on the floor. We're going to need that. Bogey, obviously, I can't say enough about Bogey. I'm so glad that we have held on to Bogey for as long as we have. AJ Griffin, this man is a pure shot creator. Love his game. Good upbringing. Jalen Johnson, I just love his aggression. You gotta love this young man's aggression. He's gonna go to that paint and he's gonna go hard. He's gonna finish them oops, and he's very, very athletic. Love that about him. And then I can't really say much more about Okongwu. I love this guy. I love the power that he brings to the Hawks. So I'm really, really excited about my team. I would like to hear in the comment sections about your team. Let me know about your team. What are you thinking about your team? And we can go from there because that's what I want this channel to be about, more so about home teams. Like, who's your home team? Who do you like? Let's talk about it. Let's chop it up. All right? Thanks for watching. And remember, if you want results, do the work.